G'day everyone, welcome back. We're going to move on to the second insert pagey back thing for the She Flies with Her Own Wings album. And I have finished this thing. I know I cut it short on the last one, but I was so exhausted last night that I couldn't function. And then I'm laying in bed and it's still midnight. I'm still not fully asleep. And then I remembered that I forgot to take, my medication that helps me go to sleep. And so therefore, yeah. So I have had very little sleep too today, but I have finished this. So this is how this page ended up looking. So if we open it up, we've got all of that. There's a little tuck spot in here that I've used the edge of the book there to make, and I've put some little book corners on the end, just for fun. And this one here, I've kept the paper down here to be a little secret tuck spot as well. And then it opens up like this. I did end up putting some little photo corner notches up into the top of the album so that it could be used if people wanted to and me trying to do this now is going to be like, yeah, ridiculous. There it is. So you can use this as a way to put your photos in. So they're photo corners. It's just because I haven't stretched it out, but you can put some in there, and that can help support them as well. They're just there. They really don't need to be used like that, but they're kind of helpful like that. So that is what I did there. I've got some little little butterflies in across all the butterflies down the bottom. And then this closes back up. So we've got that, and we've got that. Obviously, these are all of those stacked pockets that we were looking at. So there's so much room in this section for adding things, like ridiculous amount. And then obviously in here, these will easily fit standard size photos. So there's room galore in this page. And then the little wax seals, I used bees for this one. So there's some bees there for those ones. And then I haven't finished. I will end up putting a charm on this at some point. I just haven't done it yet. But yeah, so we've got our little tie down policy closure. And yeah, that is that one. So first page done. Kind of exciting. Okay, so next page. So I'm still working now. So this is going to be the bottom of the book, but it's still one of the biggest. So this is the 8.5 by 10.5. And this is another thing why I don't sleep, because I'm laying in bed, trying to get to sleep, nothing's working, and all my brain's doing is thinking about this album, as it does. And then I had this idea of like, why don't I do something? And then I'm like, wait up, not everyone's going to have the tool to allow them to do this. So then I'm racking my brain about how can we come up with something that we can use. And so I've come up with it. Hope you like it. Oh, sorry, I was just taking a drink. But what we're going to do is we're going to make these. Okay? So at the moment, they've got just some background pieces of paper in. And they are just the paper ones from when I was printing and scanning. Hold a standard size photo. Okay. Now, you could use the fuse tool. If you've got the fuse tool, you could make this with acetate and have it all work that way. If anyone hasn't seen the fuse tool, it's this little dude here that comes. Hold on, I'll get the. So it looks like this. It's a fuse tool, and it's basically just a little mini heat tool that will fuse together acetate and film and things like that, so plastics. So I was like, well, not everyone's going to have access to that, and I was like, well, what else could I use? And then I remembered I have some of these. Now these were picked up at my local op shop for like 50 cents. Okay, before I got the fuse tool, and they are for standard photos. We've all seen them, you know, these guys here. So I cut them out, and we're going to use these. And these ones, so this will have 6 photos to a page, which isn't a bad amount of photos to have there. So we're going to make 3 flip flips, okay? I know, technical terms. So we've got a quarter, and then we're going to do a 1 1/8. I'm just making sure I've got the right ones here. 1 1/8. Yep. And then I need to make one that is 1 by 3/8. Now, what am I doing? Do you know? No, I'm getting a piece of cardstock. Hold on. Because I cut the wrong amount. Of course I did. Okay. And the other one is going to be cut it at 1 3/8. Okay, so this one is 1 1/8, 1 1/8 by, and we'll cut it, it'll be 10 1/2. This one is 1 3/8 by 10 1/2 is what it'll be. This one here was 1/4. Okay, so it'll be 1 1 1. Okay, so 3. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, so that's the plan for it. I'm going to cut these down right now so that they fit. That makes sense to do that, doesn't it? Let's go here. Did I use it? No, I don't want to use that piece because I've got the branding strip down there. Okay, scissors. 1, and then this one as well. And that one. Okay, so they're ready to go. I'm going to get rid of this base page because we don't need it. And now it's going to be, let's make it. Doesn't matter which one we make. This one will do. I'm going to, well, I'll do them both now actually, just so that they're done for later on. Okay, I'm going to do it in the scoreboard, and I'm going to go half, and I'm going to rub this out. We can get rid of these now. You've seen it. You're okay. You know what it is. All right. Oh, let's just throw things away. Half, and this one is will be at the 7/8 mark. That should leave another half for gluing. This one will be half and 5/8, and then we'll leave that one for gluing as well. All right. I then have a bunch of 1-inch strips. So I think I need at least 2 per thingy jiggy, per page. Oh, good English, Tammy. 1, 2, 4. Okay. All right, so we've got them, 4 of them. And then I have a bunch of 1/2-inch strips. Okay, good way to use up the papers that aren't getting, you know, like those strips that we have left over and stuff. So I'm still using scraps, basically. Okay, not a lot of cardstock in this one. All right. Then we've got these 3 guys, and this one is going to come from the right side, so I've got to keep it in mind that it's going to be a right over. not a leftover. Okay, and I've used my mat here to help me with this. I'm just going to zoom, not zoom, but I'm going to just move over a little bit so you can see this part of my mat, because that will help show you what I'm doing. Okay, so I've got this one here, and then this one here, and we want to make it where it comes to just under 8.5, so about 8 3/8 is kind of where we want that overlap to occur. I'm going to cut this down a little bit. So I'm coming in closer to where it's being fused. And now my dog's like, yeah, you're out the front washing the car. The kids are washing my car. I'm working on my car downstairs. And he's like, I'm not there. Let me down there. I want to play too. Because he's sad. Because, you know, he can't be left behind. All right. Okay. So let's have a look at this. We're going to go for this one and this one that we want to overlap so that it makes 8 and about there, 3/8. Okay, so how I joined these together was double-sided tape. It's just so much easier than trying to maneuver glue when dealing with plastic. So I'm going to run some plastic. I'm going to run some double-sided tape. This is just a 1/4 inch one down side here. I'm making sure my opening is at the top. Line this up. Make sure it's straight. And I'm going to come in, the opening's at the top. And I'm going to line it up at the eight and about there. And then I'm going to put it down. Okay, so we've just joined those together. So they're done. And now I want this one. Now I want the opening to come to the right for this one. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to run some double-sided tape down here. Now this I need to be just under 10.5, so the height of the page. So this, okay, so this is 10, just so 10 3/8. Okay, so just under 10.5. So I'm going to put it there. Okay. And then to come and put this along the bottom, and there we go. So that is it connected together. So we've got the base frame, okay? Now we need to make it into, so it looks kind of like, you know, a specimen collection, kind of, you know, where you get putting bits in and so forth. So this is where all the fun starts. Okay. I shouldn't have decorated this because now I can't remember what order I did it in. But that's all right, we'll work it out. Okay, let's go down this side. Now this side here, which is the opening here, we can't wrap it around because otherwise you won't be able to open it. So that is going to be one of our 1/2 inch pieces. And what we're going to do is use double-sided tape again because it just makes life so much easier when we're dealing with this kind of stuff. So I'm just going to some double-sided tape down. Oh, Casper, get over it, mate. They're just washing the car. Okay. So we're going to go from the bottom. We know this is nice and straight. So laying it down. And there we go. All right, first one down. The top is all open, so we don't want to cover that up either. So that's another 1/2 inch. Okay. That one. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue there because obviously missing some double-sided tape and it's just catching when I move. Okay. All right, so we got that. Now I need to fill in this little bit down here. So we're going to need a little piece of cardstock for that. And time to bring over the scraps and see what I have that fits. Nope, nope. I kind of would, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. Right, so let's use that bit. Okay. I'm going to make it so it overlaps that enough. Oh, that's not going to mark it. All right, let's go there. I've got to bring out all my stuff because I live streamed this morning and I put all of my paper stuff away while I was live streaming so that I could colour. So I just need to put it all away. All right, so I'm going to put some down along here and then some along here. Right. I hope this is making sense. It's fiddly, but I kind of like it. And I haven't seen it before, so I'm like, oh well. I'm sure it's been done, don't get me wrong, but I haven't seen it before. So I'm like, I'm just going to play. All right. So far. And then I'm just going to straighten up this bottom bit. I'm going to take that little bit off. Okay, so we've got that now. Now we can add what am I doing? Sorry, just thinking to myself. Thinking to myself. Okay, let's come in with another 1/2 inch one. And we will add it across here. Okay. And another 1/2 inch here. There we go. So we've got that. So it's like that now. Now I've got to repeat on the other side. I'll go do that and then I'll come back. Okay, so both pages are done. We have some double ups. Okay, now what we're going to do is finish it off. Yay, yay, yay. Okay, so I've got these 1 inch ones that I've scored in half. I've added some double-sided tape to it. We're all ready to go. Now the reason why I'm doing it, if I can wrap it around, is just to provide more strength, because there's very little holding these pages together. So the more cardstock I can offer to provide support and strength, then I'm going to do that, if that makes sense. I'm going to come along and this is the dodginess, the dodgy part. Okay, let's see if I can do it straight. All right. Okay, there we go. Close that off. Trim up the edges. Then same on this side. Okay, edges trimmed up. That one. Let's do it the same on this one. It's probably going to get a little bit odd looking in here at the moment because of the sun's, it's the afternoon and the sun coming the way it does kind of messes with the colour balance, but hopefully you can still see what I'm doing. All right. Okay. I'd be useless. Bit in. Bit in. And there we go. Wrap it around. Done. Okay, so we've got that bit. And then I want this edge. So this is going to be the hinge edge. So I'm going to put as much strength there that I can. So I'm going to fold it over and then I'm going to add more to it. Because I wanted the strength. Because this is going to hold all of the weight. My dog's barking away. It's probably who knows what. The sheep are barring down the road. That one. And wrap that around. Pretty good. Let's make sure that's all nicely burnished down. And then we can repeat on this one. Maybe. Maybe not. So double-sided tape and I aren't friends because it's like, I always look so Gumby when I'm doing it. All right, here we go. Okay, baby done. Now we just need to add the hinge position onto it. What's happened there? It's like the covering that holds the, you know, the layer on top, the top layer of the cardstock just gave away. It's weird. Sorry, it's getting covered by pattern paper, but I've never seen that happen before. Like, you know, might be the weave texture on top. Don't know. Kind of just lifted off. All right, so that's there. So we've got those two. Then we just need to add our hinges. So for these ones, because it is going to be holding all of the weight, I'm going to add glue surety as well. I want to make sure it does not go anywhere. Okay. So we've got one hinge on. And next one. Oh, got the pencil. It's my favorite pencil because it says, "This is a pencil." Love it. Come from Cult Pens. Love it. Every time I use it, I think because it came when I was gifted some Lubies, and it reminds me of the person that bought them for me. So it's nice. Okay. Right. Doggly doggly. That one's down. Okay, so now we've got our 3 pages. We can think of putting them onto the base page. Okay, so we're going to start with the biggest hinge, which is the 3/8 one. Going to play with my adjustments to see if I can make this just a little bit, look, there we go, it's a little bit, the colour's a little bit off, but you can see the contrast a little bit better. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Like I said, when this light comes down the way it is, it messes with all of the balances. Okay. To that one, and come in with the 1/4 inch one. And try not to get glue everywhere, you know. But I will, because it's me. Okay, there we go. So we got that one. Alright, then we've got our 1/8 inch one. And bringing it just inside where the outer hinge is. Okay. And there we go. Right up. Of course, it's not straight. There we go. Okay. All right. So then we go boom, and then we go boom, and it's all wrapped up like that. Okay. How are we going to close this off? I still want to use up scrap cardstock, so that's what we're going to do. I've got some bits here. We're going to use them. Okay. That, put aside. These, I think they're about just under 4. So what? 3 3/4? I don't even know what length they are, but they'll be enough. Just for those that want to know, I guess it's 7 3/4 and 6 1/8. All right, going to score at half and at 7/8, and then the same on this one. Wait, which side's the fancy side? That's right, I think. Half and 7/8. And now I want to find where the middle of my page is. Ruler, where are you? There. Okay. I'm going to do it in centimetres. It's easier. All right, 21 centimetres. So 10 1/2. quarters. So maybe this one's easier in inches. Just depends on how much mass brain I have to use. 1.5. There. And okay. See this one? There we go. Lined up. Oh, I've got a frame there. I lined it up. Line it up. There we go. Now I'm going to put some, cute edges on this. Basically, I don't want straight corners because they will. You can just corner around it, but I'm going to use the pretty one, just because it matches what we did on the other one. Ow! I just caught my finger. All right. Okay, so that's that. Now, I'm going to build the wrap. So that's going to go there, and these are going to go around it. Okay, that just fits. Might cut. Oh, there's one. Is there one that's the same size? No. That one. That's the one I want. Look, I knew there'd be one somewhere. Look, there we go. All right, going to just add these on the edges. Oh, now I've got the other one that I want. One that I want. Yes, indeed. There's an insight into my brain. I apologize. Scory tooly thingy. That one there. Right. Just going to run a there. Oh my gosh, do I want to know what that was? I thought the sounds coming from my mouth were weird, but the sounds coming from my kid's room's weird. Okay. And if all goes well, that should slide quite firmly and snugly over this, which it does. Okay. Should get that because I don't want it loose. Alright. What I am going to do is when I glue this together, just going to put this there just to give it a bit of girth, room. Maybe not that thick actually. That need quite that thickness. Maybe that one. That's better. Okay. I'm going to go over this way. Doesn't really matter. There we go. So we've got a bit of movement. So now this one I'll go to roll this down here and then roll it up there. And maybe I need to give it a bit more growth. Hold on, before this sticks too much. going to add a little bit more movement to the station. Alright, score tool, scoring board. And just where that is, I'm just going to come across a little bit. So not quite an eighth, I'm just moving it just to the edge of where that other score was. And I'll put that in. Just so I've got a little bit of something. Okay, let's try again. Help if I go in through the right spot. Okay, there we go. There we go. Yeah, that's better. So we've got a bit more of movement there. And that will be the closure there. But I don't want to leave it like that. I figured we may as well put another photo covering on it, but I don't know whether to go vertical or horizontal. I reckon horizontal would look better. So let's have a look. Let's close it up. If I do a 4x6, so this is just over 4, I think. No, it is 4. There you go. So I'm going to cut it at 6. Okay, so we've got a 4x6. I think horizontal looks nicer, like landscape, than that. Yeah, I like that, and that shows and gives you something to move it up and down with. Yeah. Okay. So let's glue this down. Actually, what I'm going to do while I do that, I'm going to put pretty corners on this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Get that centered, I think. Okay. Let's turn it over so I can make sure it is. That looks about right. Okay. Okay, and there we go. So we've got the closure now. So that can go there. Onto that one. And that one comes down. And then we move it on up. Move it on up. Move it on up. And we've got our closure. And that is all of it together for this page, which I think is pretty cute. I'm going to go off and do a bit of decorating, and then I will come back and show you how it looks. So I'm going to basically do repeat of these and do all of that. I'm thinking, I don't think I'm going to add anything in here, but then I'm like, why not just add a pocket and be, you know, a pocket's always good. And I've got, look, I've still got a couple of pieces left of scrap cardstock. So a pocket always goes well, I think. So I'm going to add a pocket here. So let's go 1, Nice deep pocket. Will hold lots. Two. So I've just marked it just inside the two hinges because I want there to be enough room. That. And then up here. That. Look at that. I'm going to have to go and put the Duvalaki in now that I've started it. I've got to continue it, hey. I'm like, why did I start this? All right. Nope. There we go. Oh, yeah. Okay. Mind you, that washi tape's going strong. It's doing a good job. I haven't replaced it yet. Alright. One. Moving on. Moving on. Moving on. Gosh, now like 80s and 90s are coming in my head big time. Says me while I'm in here legit wearing a smiley face emoji shirt. Like, how retro is that? Remember, growing child I am. And Georgia bought one the other day when she was shopping. It was like marked down to $2 at some store. And she bought me one too. And we're both wearing them today, which is quite funny. Just out of coincidence. Stick. Okay. All right. But yeah, I was like, I saw it and I'm like, oh my gosh. All I can think of is Forrest Gump when I see shirts like this. Alright, I'm glad we're about to finish up for this because the light's coming right into my eyeballs. Sun. How dare thee, sun, do such to me. Okay. Alright. Okay, so we've got a big pocket there now too, so that's good. So we go blum, ba-blum, ba-blum, ba-dip, blum. There we go. All packed up in a nice little package. All right, I'm going to go play with some decorating. If I come up with anything fancy that I'm going to do with the decorating, I will come back and show you. If not, I'll just come back at the end and show you how it looks. But you've seen how the other one is, and I've not really done that. I'm going to try and use up as many of my scraps as I can. I try to minimize the amount of scraps as I go through of cardstock and of paper because they drive me insane. They're messy and they get everywhere, and I like to be organized. I like stuff. I'm actually putting stuff away while I'm talking to you, stuff that I won't need while I'm decorating, because I can't cope with stuff everywhere. I need to think. I'm one of those people that when I start a project, I need to clean up a project, and I need to kind of pack up at the end of each day, and then pull it all out again the next day. I don't like it everywhere. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to leave that there, and then I will be back to you in a sec, hopefully. If something goes wrong and my camera dies and it's shortfall here and I haven't come back and showed you how it looked, I'll show you in the next one. But it should be good. Oh gosh, look, the color balance looks, I look like so red. I'm not quite that reddy pinky. Really off throwing. Okay, so I will do that. If I don't, I'll see you in the next one, working on the next page, but I should be back. All right, so we'll see what happens if I either go or not, you know, whatever.